Give me a G.
G.
Give me an A.
A.
Give me a G.
G.
What's that spell?
Gag.
Like gag me with a knife. Here we are again, Alex and Emily, bringing to you our new show, Gag Me with a Knife. Today we will be talking about the 1988 movie, Cheerleader Camp.
Let's do it.
All right, I'm going to read the back of the box, and I do have one from 88. So there's a little blurb at the top that says, some girls would kill to be cheerleaders by itself. So as the Lindo Valley squad arrives at cheerleader camp for district finals, some have their eyes on winning, while others have their eyes on the beautiful bodies bouncing around them. Haunted by bad dreams, sexy Allison Wentworth has no idea what a nightmare cheerleading camp will become. The competition is stiff in more ways than one. Yell leader Brent, who's played by Leif Garrett, Allison's boyfriend, flirts with a buxom cheerleader named Susie. Later, Susie's found dead from an apparent suicide, and Lindo's cheerleaders start dropping like pom-poms. When Pam, the new object of Brent's attention, doesn't show up for the finals, Teresa goes looking for her and doesn't return. One by one, team members disappear until only Allison, her boyfriend, and her friend Corey remain. Convinced one of the team members is a killer, Allison takes matters and a gun into her own hands. Is this another one of her terrifying premonitions or chilling reality? Will cheerleader camp be Allison's last hurrah? And then it says, give me a K, give me a I, give me an L, give me an L. What's that spell? Kill. So once again, a box that pretty much gives the whole movie, but go on.
Yeah, I mean, goddamn. I mean, okay, well, what a horrible synopsis. Not on your part, but on the freaking box. Like, what the heck? They basically gave away everybody who's dying and told the whole story except for the last 5 minutes.
I guess because at the end where it says that is this all like in her head, so maybe they think that's okay.
Maybe they think that like that one sentence is like, yeah, maybe they'll just completely not believe anything we just wrote on the back of this box.
Right.
So I mean, yeah, this is a good movie. It's it's like a run of the mill kind of slasher to me. There's nothing like overly great or exciting about it, but there's nothing that makes it terrible for me. It's basically follows your same, just typical pattern of a slasher film. It's at a camp, people start dying, there's a final girl. The only kind of twist, which we'll get into, I'm sure, is basically from the last sentence of the box. Is it all in her head? And the things in the movie that kind of make us wonder, is she split personality? Is she making it up? Is she crazy? So, but yeah, I mean, I enjoyed this movie. What about you?
I loved it when I was younger, because I think it's one of those first ones that I watched that was in this genre, and it still holds up pretty well for me, but not as well as I had remembered it being.
Same. Yeah.
And much like Slumber Party Massacre 2, and I'm not really comparing them, but in a way I am. The whole movie's kind of a fever dream. You don't really know what's real, although I think in this movie it makes it a little more obvious, but and kills do start happening faster in this movie, but it's all kind of like, it's another movie that I think doesn't really know what type of movie it wants to be, because I think it was trying to do a Nightmare on Elm Street type of thing. I think it was trying to do, campy slasher. I think, and then adding in the cheerleading stuff. So I just, the comedy in it with the guy dressing up and in a woman's outfit to video them, all that stuff. It's like teen raunchy comedy. So I just kind of think they were throwing in everything with this.
He definitely gives off Belushi vibes, the whole movie.
Yeah, but starting from his mooning in the beginning.
And I mean, he's a big boy, but his ass is like 5 times the size of my body. I mean, his ass is just. I think that could have been a prop. I mean, that was just. There's no way.
I don't think that was his real butt because I think he was embarrassed or something. Or
Yeah.
maybe that's another movie. I can't remember, but um okay, first of all, let's go into the fact that they're going to camp for district finals. Does anything about that camp look like it's legitimate for a district finals
Like
of any kind of sport?
like it's grooming champions in a top tier competition? Absolutely not.
No, there's real like I used to be a cheerleader. I've been to cheerleading camp. We actually had hours at we would go to um the practice field for
Hmm.
for UT football, University of Tennessee football. That's where we had our camp. Um, I even if you went to like a camp where it was like cheerleader camp is not like going in like, to Wesley Woods. That's only something some people would get, but I mean it's not like a camp kind of thing like that. It's like I don't know. You
Yeah, I
stay
mean,
in the dorms
you
and then
stay in
you
the
go to
dorm.
a real like your real places, and you definitely don't have district finals at a cheerleading camp.
Yeah, and like when I think of cheerleading camp, I've you know seen a lot of cheer movies and documentaries, and I had friends that were cheerleaders. It's usually like a lock-in type thing. You're in a gymnasium, you're on an actual football field, you're in dorms. Like the fact that they're in this camp, the only other movie I can ever think that there's like a quote camp would like Bring It On, when she has flashbacks. Like it kind of gives vibes that like they're in like cabins or something.
Yeah,
um,
but even if you were at cabins, you would have somewhere to where you had, especially if this had district finals at the end of the camp, that would never happen. But if it did, there would be an area that looked like a practice area, not just like rolling hills, because you need like flat surfaces.
I mean, yeah, it's lumpy grounds, and they spend more time at the watering hole than they do actually cheering. So who knows? It's
Well,
just
and it shows. They're terrible cheerleaders.
they are really bad.
Um, yeah. So, also the fact that they have this queen competition where if they win it, that they can go on to be Miss Cheerleader USA. Which, given the fact this is a district finals camp, it acts like Miss Cheerleader USA is like Miss America or something. And I've never heard ever of a cheerleader queen or anything like that at any kind of camp or otherwise.
Yeah, and on top of everything too, how old are these kids supposed to be?
In high school,
Okay, well,
because
Leaf
like
Garrett's
yeah,
forehead says otherwise.
exactly. I mean, even if you have premature balding, it doesn't matter. He looks old as hell.
Yeah, I mean, and the fact that there's, the party scene after all the stuff. Timmy is running around there with a beer cap with 6 Miller Lights in his hat. Like, how
Yeah,
was that okay? I thought they were in college at some
because
point
Miss
because of all
Tipton was
that.
so no, they're supposed to be in high school.
Oh my God.
But they like I guess Miss Tipton's so drunk that she doesn't give a shit. Which by the way, I used to hate her. I love her character now. She's hilarious.
Oh my God, yeah. No, I thought she was a total savage, and like, characters that you love or love to hate. I used to think that it was
I
one
mean, it's
of
like Judy Meg from
yeah.
Cheerleader Camp.
I used to think that in this movie it was one of the girls. There is a pretty
Pamela.
yeah, there is a pretty bitchy one.
Yeah,
But
the one
Miss
that like goes after like Leaf Garrett's character later
yeah.
on.
But Miss Tipton's a total savage. I mean, like earlier when she's like, the lights are on, but the bulbs are dim. I'm just like, yes, get it. And then
And apparently she had in real life she had just gotten that dog, so that's why that dog's in the movie.
oh, I love the dog. Of course, I really feel like during the bribery sex scene of cosplay cheerleading with the sheriff, that dog was about to get crushed when he jumped on the
What
bed.
a nasty man too.
Well, he could have just, he could have run a little trimmer over his chest, and he wouldn't have been
No, I'm
as.
saying like before he's like before that scene he's watching them sunbathe with their tops off.
Oh yeah, he's
Stuff like
skeezy. Oh, he's totally
yeah,
skeezy. I mean, yeah.
more so than Pop, who is I think Buck Flowers, which he's been in like every movie. He's been in so many movies. He plays like the janitor kind of guy.
Yeah.
But he's like been in like They Live, and I mean, he's been in a lot of horror movies, like, and he always plays like a drunk kind of character. But I'll go into that later. So okay, so we're at camp, and Allison doesn't. I mean, she's having issues for whatever reason. We don't really. I guess she has pressure from her parents. That's the only backstory we're kind of getting.
Yeah.
We kind of feel like that, and
because it starts off with a dream of her being late to a cheer production, and then she slips on mud, and then she's like, "Mom,
yeah, and they're
Dad,
like disappointed in her."
Father,
So,
yeah.
I mean, so
that's privilege.
there's the traumatic event that's caused her to have this issue. So they get there, and Brett, Leif Garrett, whatever, he's immediately creeping on Susie, from another team. Oh, right. I'm sorry, Brent. Why did I say Brett?
I don't know.
Whatever. I mean, I guess it doesn't really matter. Leif Garrett's character. So he starts flirting with Susie, who's from another team, which, by the way, apparently the high school that they filmed at for the beginning scene, they used some of their cheerleaders in the last scene, like in one of the, not the last scene, but near the end when they're having the competition, they used them as cheerleaders, which doesn't say much for them either, but they were better than whatever this team did. You know, like, and Allison's supposed to be like one of the top cheerleaders in the nation, which I don't know how you would even know that, and she can't even do like a, why am I forgetting? Like a toe touch. What do you call it?
I don't know. She's bad.
Like the jump. I should know this. I was a cheerleader. Toe touch, I guess. Like where she can't do it. It's not like she has no flexibility. Whatever.
Yeah, the toe touch jump where you jump and do the splits and touch your toes. Yeah, I think. Yeah. I mean, yeah, I whatever that is.
Yeah, I think it's. I don't. Whatever. She's a terrible cheerleader, as are all of them. But whatever. And also, by the way, I know I'm moving ahead in this part, and I'll go back. But like when they're doing their competition dance, okay. So 2 male cheerleaders just stand in the back, like doing like some kind of Motown doo-wop dance.
Sway into the motions. Like, is that what male cheerleaders did?
No, I mean you rarely see them in high schools anyway.
They're snapping their fingers and just.
Their main thing to do is like pick up the girls and stuff like that. It's not to whatever that.
Leif Garrett did pick up the one girl once, and he had overly hairy armpits that he needed to trim first of all. But then she was like, "Why aren't you looking?" He's like, whatever, and then he does look, and then she's all happy because she's a flirt. And P.S. he's dating Allison this whole time. Like,
yeah,
he's such a sleazeball.
He's awful. He's the worst. He might be one of the worst boyfriends.
He has more hair in his armpits. He has more hair in his armpits than he does in his head too. Bye.
And also, I just don't understand why he was ever a teen idol. He's like Eve. I've looked at pictures of him from when he was a teen idol, and he's disgusting looking. Like, I'm not impressed.
And like he had that one song like Made for Dance. He had a lot of songs, but like
that was his most popular. And I'm like, it's okay. It's fine.
Okay. It's not enough to make him like.
It's not a total bop.
No, and now he looks like Bret Michaels. I mean, as an adult, it's just he's terrifying.
Yeah. He looks worse than Bret Michaels.
He does. He looks like somebody dressing up as Bret Michaels for Halloween.
Yeah. Oh my God.
I'm terrible. I was very mean of me. I apologize.
Who cares? I don't care. Leif Garrett, whatever your name is. Ugh, bye.
Bye.
I'm so glad that in my time, I've had Jonathan Taylor Thomas and Andrew Keegan and people like that, and I didn't have to deal with people like you.
And Devin Sawa, bye.
Yeah, he wasn't really like for me. Andrew Keegan was like my main crush. Anyway, okay, so let's get into Corey. She's the
yes, the mascot.
She's sorry. She's the mascot. Sorry.
Well, if you've been to cheer camps and stuff, do they just have mascots that come along at cheer camp? Is that a thing?
Well, normally, like, no, yeah. I never know, and like it's so ridiculous the way she's treated,
Like,
and
is there really classism? Like even when you do competitive cheerleading versus school cheerleading, and there is a mascot typically at the schools. But is there such classism and huge political divide between the cheerleaders and the mascot? Is there like really this rift that they portray? Is that a real thing?
no, I don't even know that many schools that really have a mascot. I mean,
Yeah,
they have a mascot, but not one that performs. You know what I mean?
they
Like
just like run
that they have
around.
that in college, but like in high school, I don't really see it that often.
I mean, maybe the reason that they really hated on her a lot was because gator costume is like 20 sizes too big and so frumpy. I don't know. Why is it so big? It looks like pajamas. It's the worst alligator costume I've ever seen.
I know. And then there's that whole scene where, like, yeah, I'd hate my life too if I had to sit around trying to shove food up my nose hole in my mascot uniform. When they, like, this woman won't let the mascots eat with their heads off. Like, what is this? Some kind of
It's
like this woman hates Disney World so much that she, like, is like this with, like, all mascots.
Yeah, it doesn't the whole negative and mistreatment of negative attitude and mistreatment to the mascots is mind blowing to me. Like it's such a big part of the movie though, but I don't get it. But
Well,
it's the reason the movie exists.
the reason that they have it like that is, for the finale,
Yeah.
obviously, which we'll talk about. But it's that it so that they had to put that in there. But I mean, you have to wonder, like, couldn't we have figured out a way for this ending to happen in another way besides the fact that she's tormented as a mascot? I mean, she's
Yeah, I mean
not
they're
ugly. She's
yeah, they're going so deep in terms of Allison with her dreams, her flashbacks, premonitions, whatever you want, trying to make us think that she's there's something mental going on or nightmares going on. They go real heavy into her story, but then like
but
really,
not really. They don't
well,
give any reason as to why, like,
yeah, well, more reason than they give Corey. Corey's literally just picked on. But I guess again though, don't pick. This is a cautionary tale. Just stop picking on people.
yeah, and also, like, let's just go ahead and say Allison's the main one that's super. No one, none of the people on the team are super mean to Corey. They're all pretty nice, like the people on their team.
Not even Pam.
I think Pam's okay to her. It's not like, but Allison for sure is very nice to Corey. They like form a bond over this movie, which
I
another
mean,
thing is
yeah,
bizarre to me considering the ending of the movie. But
yeah, Bonnie's too dumb to be mean, and then Susie's not even in the movie enough to be mean.
I
But
mean,
Pam,
Susie's not on the team. Susie's on another team.
oh, she was on the other team. Well, she
Yeah.
probably would have been mean had she not.
I
You know,
mean, she was too busy. Like the only scene she's in is well, two scenes is when she's flirting with
my mouth's telling you goodbye.
flirting with Brent, and when she's taking her top off to have a boob off with Pam.
A boob off. That is a great way to say what that was. I
And it
love it.
was because they like when Susie starts putting her top back on, Pamela's like, "Oh, I will too."
Well, and
Like,
Pam's way meaner to her friends on her team than anybody even really is to Corey. I mean, Miss Tipton's mean to Corey, I think, but that's about
yeah,
it.
no, that's about it though. Like, but Miss Tipton's mean to everybody on that team. For some reason, she doesn't like that squad.
Well, they're the best, and
Yeah,
I
whatever.
mean, did you not see their moves? They're the best.
Yeah, yeah. Um, God, I just can't with that. It's so bad.
And
Um,
we can't bypass the fact that we even when we first saw this movie and watching this movie in today's society or whatever, we can't get past the fact that Corey looks exactly like Kelly Brown from Hey Dude. I mean, it's the same person, but it's not.
Brad is the character's name on Hey Dude.
Yeah, but she's played by Kelly
I
Brown.
know, but I'm just
So,
I'm just telling our audience. Yeah, no, I thought it was the same person for years.
me too. I mean, like, it's like if it's not her, it's Daphne and Zuniga, but it wasn't her either. It's like it's blown my mind that this Corey is nobody. It's like she's not who we thought it was going to be, or we
Yeah,
thought.
because forever, I think I remember thinking, oh, it's really cool that like Melanie's character is Ben Stiller's wife.
Christine Taylor.
Yeah, Christine Taylor. And she's in like Night of the Demons 2 and stuff like that, and Campfire Tales. And you're like, oh, that's so forever. I was like, that's so cool that like these two people on Hey Dude were in horror movies. And then I was like, well, come to find out that's not true because
It's
whoever
half
this
true.
bitch is, she's not been in that much stuff. I'm sorry.
It's so good.
But I mean, Hey Dude wasn't the best show in the world, so.
No, Salute Your Shorts is better. Bye.
Way better. Yeah. But I did watch them both. I mean, and I think I prefer the Hey Dude theme song to this one.
Oh, well, yeah, it gets, but for Salute Your Shorts, if we're going to compare like who we thought people could be, Timmy is totally Donkey Lips.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Anyway.
Yeah. Anyway.
Back to reality.
So, okay, we have this weird scene too where the sheriff, Miss Tipton doesn't tell the sheriff that this girl has died, and she tells everyone it was a suicide, and he finds out and comes to like be like, she was like, well, I don't want to shut the camp down or whatever, and then she has sex with him, so he won't tell, which works, and Timmy films it. So,
as you do.
So, during some kind of, I don't know what they're doing. It's not during the cheerleading competition.
Yeah,
It's at some other time when everyone's together in the hall, like
dining hall
or whatever.
Dance hall. Yeah.
And so Timmy shows the sex tape. So in the meantime, Brent has begun to flirt with teammate Pam. So Allison's concerned about that. At the same
where's
time,
his girlfriend? Bye. Yeah. Stop flirting.
And like she keeps on having these weird dreams, or like it's like every time she sees a mascot, she freaks out, and it's like first it's a mascot fever dream, and then it turns into a premonition of someone's death. But sometimes it's not a premonition. Sometimes it's something that's already happened, or sometimes it's something that didn't happen at all, but the person ends up dying. So it's just really confusing. I mean, whatever. It's
spot on with their premonitions. Like 10% of it's true. It's really bizarre. And then my favorite one that she ever had. I mean, well, other than the one that you were just talked about with Brent having sex with Pam in her dream, and then all the like, everyone's do it like something harder. They're like chanting sex songs to her. That was pretty fun. But then when she has the one fever dream or whatever, where she looks in the mirror with blood all over her face, and then she's terrified at first, and then she starts like laughing like a maniac, and then you're thinking, this girl's got some issues. What is going on, basically? Because this is a total whodunit. Well, unless you read the back of the box, almost it's a total whodunit.
I remember when I watched it, I did not really think. I mean, I didn't know who it was, so it was a whodunit, but I didn't think anything of her, whatever you want to call them, premonitions, visions, nightmares, whatever you want. Because I mean, they're all different things. Sometimes it is a nightmare. Sometimes it's while she's awake. I mean, I never put much stock into any of those.
Me neither.
I was always just like, oh, that's bullshit. I mean, like maybe she has maybe she has some like psychic, premonition abilities, but beyond that, I didn't think any more of those. I just thought, something in her, like whatever trauma she has is manifesting itself in that way.
Yeah, Allison Wentworth does not have the shining, so we're not going to give her that much credit. She can't do a toe touch. She didn't have the shining either.
It is a toe touch. Okay.
Well, I mean, I guess.
So I don't know. It's just okay. So Pam, Allison has a dream where she kills Pam. The next day because this is after she had sex with Brent, and so Allison worries that she may have hurt Pam and not remembered it, and she mentions that to Corey, who assures her that she slept through the night. But on the day of the competition, Pam is nowhere to be found. So,
and in the dream that she has, is that the dream where she kills her with razor blade pom-poms?
I think so. Yeah, because the way that she actually dies is through hedge.
Oh yeah,
through the back.
The shears going through her head is it's fantastic.
It's a really good kill.
And I wanted her to die, but then the razor blade pom poms with all the nightmares give it even an extra little connection to Nightmare on Elm Street.
Yeah, that's one of the things I was like saying, because I was like, it just seems like they were throwing in everything that was popular at the time, like, and some of it worked, a lot of it did not age well at all.
And I guess the fact that Corey was an alligator is a throwback and an homage to Lacoste. I'm just fucking.
I wish. So okay, the mascot. Okay, so before the competition for the cheerleaders, Corey competes in the mascot dance contest, but is denied the win by Tipton because she hates her. And also, I mean, I don't know who should have really won that contest. They all just kind of like bounce around on stage. You're in a huge
not
costume.
the chicken. The chicken should not have fucking won.
No, I guess not. I don't really. I mean, but who cares?
Well, that's true. Whatever.
So then we have the actual competition, and Tim falls off stage, and it's kind of just turns into a shit show after that. But they eventually get back to the Queen contest, and Teresa is worried about Pam, so she leaves to go find her. Yeah, so she leaves, and she's gone for this whole time, and she finds Pam, and then she is crushed she's crushed against a tree. So in the meantime, Allison and Bonnie are competing for the title of Queen, and Bonnie wins, who, by the way, is the dumbest person on earth.
Oh my God. So Bonnie, I love her, but I also think she is because she's sweet and innocent, but she is not the sharpest Christian in the Bible, basically. And my favorite thing, and I think it's either Pam, it might be Pam or Teresa, one of them. They're all in the mirror, and Bonnie and with somebody else, and they're doing their makeup, and like she's putting this poinsettia bow on her head or something, and she's like, I think it looks cute. And then Pam or Teresa's like, it looks more like the floor of a movie theater on a Saturday night. And then she's like, is that good? Like, she is just
yeah. And the scene where they're all sunbathing, I don't know who says something about chicken, but I think someone calls someone a chicken or something like that, and she's just like, chicken where? It's like, what? Like, what are you even talking about? But you know what, I kind of, Allison is a strange character, because you're supposed to be rooting for her, but at the same time you're just like, God, you're so fucked up, and I don't really even know why, except for the fact that like you really don't want to disappoint your parents, because that's all the movie's given me. So like I really don't feel that bad for you. I mean, like, I have serious issues, like for real about disappointing my parents, which I tend to end up doing all the time anyway. But like, I mean, that's like a serious psychological thing that happens, and I guess, I could see it that way, but like, I like, I mean, Bonnie's an idiot, but I like Bonnie more than Allison. Bonnie's a nice, and she's nice. And she's like, pure.
And she's talking about the choo-choo train, and she's like, if we just think we can, then like we can. And
like, also, I'm sorry, but like, Allison, man up, or woman up, like, be an independent woman, because it's not like, it's not like you need the sex, because you're not doing it. So, I mean, that's one of his things.
I mean, the only thing that I saw her need in the whole movie was milk, because when she walks in the walk-in refrigerator, like out of nowhere, she starts guzzling this gallon of milk or half gallon of milk, because that's what you do before a dead body falls on you. But that's the most passion and ambition I ever saw her in this movie, was her going after that milk.
Yeah. I mean,
but I mean, how would you do though? Like, I mean, I don't understand her and Brent's relationship, and I don't understand why like they're there, and like Brent's literally hitting on everything with tits and every woodland creature that exists, and there's Allison, like just watching it all happen. I mean,
And she I mean, I know that she has premonitions or whatever, but like, he makes it very obvious. He doesn't give a shit, you know.
yeah, he's
Like,
horrible.
I mean, and it's funny because at the same time, he's all I don't know, like at near the end. I mean, he's more like he's just so creepy. Like when they think they've killed the, I mean, for one, he accidentally kills the sheriff with a bear trap, and then they think that they've killed the real killer, which I think they thought was Pop, the maintenance guy.
Mm-hmm.
And so he decides he's gonna like start a fire and like get the other like Corey and Bonnie, to leave so he can have like this romantic moment. Like, what kind of timing is that?
No, exactly.
You literally just saw like all your friends mutilated and murdered, and you killed the cop, you killed the sheriff. No one's on their way. Like, what the fuck are you doing?
Yeah, I mean, he's totally letting blue balls ruin his life here, and it doesn't make any sense. Susie killed herself, you think. Pam had, she gives a good head to Shears, and then now, oh, I do have a girlfriend. We're here, everyone's dead, but let me take this 5 minutes to try to get in her pants.
Yeah, like who of all, like, man.
He's awful.
Okay, you've already gotten yours. He got it other places. Like, why is he so horny that like he's still like cool with doing it while there's a dead body like right next to him? Or it's just weird.
Yeah, they ruined the teenage heartthrob.
He's really so disgusting. And so then, we see Bonnie and she's dead. Apparently, I guess she had left to go call the cops, I think, because she's in the payphone booth.
Yeah, Corey and Bonnie, yeah.
And then, so, Corey comes back and tells Allison it was Brent. She gives her a gun.
That bitch.
I know. And this is where, I think other people might disagree, but I do not think this part is a dream where, I mean, obviously this part isn't, where she gives Allison the gun and she tells her that it's Brent.
Mm-hmm.
So she shoots Brent. And then the part that I definitely don't think is a dream, and I think people might think it is, but I don't, is she's, well, first of all, she's like up on a porch, Allison is, and Corey's talking to the cop.
She thinks that she just killed the killer because they saw him standing over Bonnie, and so she's just like, give me a minute, don't take my blood pressure, I'm not ready, I need a moment, and she's just like real calm.
Corey's down there like talking like she's the Omen. I mean, like she's the way she's talking about, Allison just wanted to be perfect, and the way that she starts getting this like gleam in her eye about like being and like pretty much taking over her spot and stuff like that. And
she breaks the fourth wall basically. She looks at it, she's like she'd do anything to be number one. And
then the sheriff doesn't question any of her affect, because she sounds like an insane person. She really sounds like she's the killer. I mean, that's what she sounds like. That
she sounds like Jafar talking to Iago, basically. All ha 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 ha. I mean, like, she sounds crazy and maniacal. Yeah. So
then we cut to them finally getting her Allison into, I guess it's an ambulance, because it's an ambulance because and this is the part that I'm talking about that I don't think is a dream, but many people probably do. Corey's up out there in front of everybody, like God and everybody, with I mean, I assume is Allison's uniform, but it's it's not her mascot outfit. It's their cheerleading uniform. Mm-hmm. She's out there, give me a C, give me an O, give me an R, give me a Y. And I think the part when Allison is screaming, Corey, Corey, like, I like that part, mm-hmm. but I definitely think that's really happening. And like, it's so clear from the moment that she's down there talking to the cop to this moment that she's the killer. It's just beyond me that like no one gives a shit, and they're just like, this girl that like is is showing real emotion and trauma and like it's acting like bad things have happened, which was Allison. She obviously killed everybody because she shot Brent, which that's not how the other people were even killed. So that's a whole nother like issue because usually that's not the case. Like everyone would, you know what I mean? Like a gun kills different. So whatever. But like she's acting like she went through trauma. She's acting like she saw her friends killed. She's upset. Corey never acts like that. And then she's doing a cheer outside of the camp because now she's the cheerleading queen, I guess, because or whatever. Like
the
who even cares? Everyone's dead, bitch.
The ambulance drives by like 3 feet from her while she's just cheering. The only part that I think that people might think it could be a dream.
Well, it's slow-mo. It's kind of like in a dreamy. It looks kind of dreamy. It has like a dreamy lens on it, and it's kind of like a little slow motion kind of thing.
Yeah, but none of that. The only reason I think that people think it could be fake is how in 20 seconds did she get out of her clothes and into a cheer costume?
It's a slasher movie.
Well,
so
that's what I'm saying. That's why
I know, but
that's why people think it could be a little fake too. Is because she totally changes out, and
with that kind of thing,
it's pitch black dark when she's talking, and then during the cheer scene, it's dusk.
Well, the only thing I'll say is that I don't know if people would just assume that because she changes her clothes so fast because it is a slasher movie. So people that actually really like slasher, especially like 80s slasher movies and especially like the later ones, those kind of things happen.
I've never seen that happen.
I mean, it's just like plot holes happen and you just move past them. You know, you're just like, okay.
But that's the part of it I think that is the fakest, is that it goes from pitch black to dusk and she changes her clothes in 20 seconds.
Well, I mean, also though, I don't think the pitch black to dusk is that all that.
I mean, they go back in time,
because
like
we really don't know how long. Yeah, I mean, well, we don't really know how long that night was. You know what I mean? Like when all that stuff happens, that could have happened with like in an 8-hour time period of that whole night. So it would. I mean, dawn. It's dawn when it's like it's morning at the end. It is. It's like dawn, which looks like dusk.
No, I know, but it got there real quick. She was being put into the ambulance, and then literally the next scene, it's dawn.
I mean, have you seen the sun come up? It like doesn't take that long.
Yeah, but that's the only reason I think that people think. I don't think it's a dream, but that's a huge reason that people could think it's a dream is based on just the way the scene is set up.
I mean, I can see that, but I still don't think it is. So,
yeah, me neither.
So, okay, I'm gonna share a couple pieces of trivia with you guys. For one, this is based on another case, on something that really happened. Let's see, her name was, I thought that I knew it. Oh, it's about the murder of Kirsten Costas. And the only reason that you guys might know about this is because they made a really popular TV movie called A Friend to Die For, but it's mostly known as Death with Tori Spelling. So this movie was loosely based on that.
And Kelly Martin. Case. Don't get rid of my Kelly Martin over here. She's in that.
Oh, and Kelly Martin. Yeah, she's the killer, right?
Yeah, I love my Kelly.
Yeah, I do love her. I get her confused sometimes with no, I get her confused with the girl that was in Growing Pains that had like a really bad eating disorder, and they made a movie about it. She was in a bunch of TV movies.
Growing Pains?
She was the sister in Growing Pains.
I mean, I guess, would that be Tracy Gold?
Yes. I get her confused with Tracy Gold. I don't know why.
I thought you were going to say you get her confused with the girl from Life Goes On, but I was like, it is the girl from Life Goes On.
Well, no, they look, I mean, for some reason, I don't know why, but I guess because they were both in a lot of TV movies at that time, that's probably why I get them confused.
Yeah.
So, okay. Anyway, back to what trivia for the movie. So Leif Garrett played one of the mascots during the scene where they're all in costume. I mean, I don't know if that means the scene where they're eating or I'm assuming probably the scene where they're dancing, having the contest. The film's original title was Bloody Pom Poms, and that title is still used in various other countries such as Germany. In the scene where Miss Tipton and the sheriff are getting ready for sex, there's a copy of Leif Garrett's 1978 "Feel the Need" leaning against the top of the record player. So there was product placement. Many of the extras were cheerleaders from Bakersfield High School, which is where they filmed the opening scene. It was in their stadium, so I already talked about that a little bit. The film, I just said the film's first scene. So we've got like Buck Flowers I was talking to you about. That's in a lot. He's like the drunk in a lot of movies, and he's been in like so much stuff. He's been in They Live, Back to the Future, Village of the Damned, Camp Fear, 976 Evil 2, Blood Games, Puppet Master. I mean, like he's been in
Pumpkinhead.
Yeah. I mean, he's been in Sorority Babes in the Slime Ball Bowl-orama. He's in that as well, which is a Joe Bob classic. So we've got the main girl who plays Allison. She actually is most well known for playing the character Jill Tuck, who is the ex-wife of Jigsaw in the Saw films.
Yep.
And we've got Lucinda Dickey, who plays Corey. She was a solid gold dancer on their like third season, but she was in like all the break-in movies, and she was in Ninja 3 as well as Grease 2, which has, the song I love, Reproduction. So that's about all she did.
Yeah.
Which I guess is like not really that bad compared to the girl that played Brad in Hey Dude. So I don't know why I was like hating on her so much. I mean, I don't know what else she's done. So the girl who played Bonnie, she was in Teen Wolf.
Yep, she's Pamela. I loved her in Pamela.
Yeah, and let's see. The guy that played Timmy, I think. Yeah. He was in Van Wilder, Batman Returns, and Roadhouse. Then we've got Pam. I think this is Pamela. She's in Savage Beach Predator 2. And what was the other girl's name?
Susie?
No, like the other girl, like it was Pamela, Bonnie, Allison,
Teresa,
yeah. She was played Sexy Woman in Ace Ventura: Pet Detective, and she was as a Playboy playmate in Beverly Hills Cop 2. She played some kind of sexy woman in Three Amigos, and she basically just did roles like that. So those are the pieces of trivia that I have. I think it is really interesting that clearly it's very loosely based on the story about Kirsten Costas, but like I've known about that case forever and never made the connection until I was looking it up before we did this. So
yeah, I mean, yeah, loosely based, you can make it make sense if you know the story.
Oh yeah, I mean, because Corey is basically the what's her name character, the girl from Life Goes On,
Kelly Martin.
Yeah, so her character, which I guess in real life, this woman's name that murdered Kirsten Costas was Bernadette Proddy. So Corey's definitely Bernadette Proddy. She's really jealous of Allison, who would have been Kirsten Costas. And even though, but beyond that, there's not a lot, because this is that story is like she wanted to be in this sorority kind of thing. And it didn't really have, even though they called it Death of a Cheerleader, it didn't really have to do with the fact that Tori Spelling's or Kirsten Costas was a cheerleader. It had more to do with like her popularity, which, you know, cheerleading would have had to do with, but wasn't like the main point. So, yeah. Anyway.
Good stuff.
Yeah, totes good stuff. So, what else do you have to say about it? Just final thoughts, and you know, out of 5 stars, what are we gonna give this?
So I'll say final thoughts. Ms. Tipton, while she is a savage, she totally screwed over Corey, and I'll never forgive her for
But
that.
who cares? Because
I care.
I don't care. Corey's the worst.
She's the
Like,
best.
you jealous little bitch.
Well, yes, but during
I don't care. Okay. You had to deal with like someone being mean to you in a mascot costume. Cheerleading camp does not last for very long. You're not there for a month. So someone, you know, gave you a little shit for like a week. You had clearly had issues before this, and you did not need to kill the only person, like, or not the only person, but the main person who was like really trusted you and was your friend. Like, bye, bitch, get out.
Well, she does get out, but at the end of the day,
I didn't mean like that. I meant like, get the fuck out of here.
Get the fuck out of here. I will still never forgive Ms. Tipton for screwing Corey over in that competition, but I would give this 2.5 to 3 stars.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna go with 3, and that's probably because I have been able to rewatch it, so that is one thing, because there are some of these movies that the nostalgia holds so strong for me from when I watched it before. I can rewatch it more now, like you know, the Sleepaway Camp, or yeah, Summer Party Massacre, Sorority House Massacre 1 and 2, not as much, but like I don't know if I watched them today how I would feel about them, just because I have this like past nostalgia with it. So I think I give it 3. I think if I had just watched it, I probably would give it less stars, because I really think it gets a little like Ryan Murphy convoluted. Yeah, Ryan Murphy, stop with all the twists. You don't have to do it all the time. But yeah, but then with the nostalgia of it, and I mean, it does have some funny little, like, you know, I also love raunchy teen comedies like Revenge of the Nerds and stuff like that, and it has that kind of feel to it too. So yeah, I give it 3.
Yeah, and even on the low end, if I do the 2.5 versus the 3, even on the low end, my 2.5 is still higher than what IMDb would give it, which is a 4.8 out of 10, which is 2.4. So
for a slasher, though, 4.8 is not bad.
No, it's not bad at all, and I don't. That's why I don't think 2.5. Like, I like the movie, and I like rewatching it, but 2.5 to 3 is just it's not a slasher that I love as much as others, but I still enjoy it.
Yeah, like I think I could rewatch it like once a year or something, which is actually pretty good. I mean,
yep, that's a good one.
It's no like Dawn of the Dead for me, which I can, especially during quarantine, I watched like 5 days in a row at the beginning of quarantine.
Mm-hmm.
But like, so it's not like a Sleepaway Camp or a Friday the 13th, where I think like of all the franchises, Friday the 13th has the best rewatchability. So it's not like that, but it's something that I could rewatch once a year, which is not something I can say for a lot of movies.
Yeah.
At all. So.
Same.
All right. Well, I guess, you know, if we've given our opinions. We've talked about. God, I'm so mad at Corey right now. I just hate her. Like, for one, you Brad from Hey Dude looking bitch. Like, and also the cops who are so stupid that they can't realize that they're talking to basically like Hannibal Lecter.
Oh shit.
I mean, the way she talks is so like, you're clearly a psycho. Like, Chris, what's that guy's name that recently was like caught because he killed his family, and they did the documentary.
Chris Watts.
Chris Watts. Like, he did a better job, and he was terrible.
Yeah, he did a terrible job. But you know
He
what,
did
though?
a terrible job, but he did better than Corey does in this fucking movie. At like acting like he's a normal person.
But if anything Corey did do, it was she makes me, instead of saying gag me with a knife, gag me with a pom-pom.
Yeah, true.
I love it.
True. You know what? And then we've also got the we didn't talk about the rap at all.
If that's how you want to end it, you can end it with your Grammy nominated new song.
Are you ready? You start with Allison. She's so fine. Don't look at her long or you'll go blind. Next is Pam. She comes out with a bam and will tell you this. She ain't no sham. Next is Bonnie. She acts kind of funny. She'll steal your heart, but not your money. Can't forget Teresa. She's got what it takes. Putting her on this team was no mistake. Last is Corey. This is her story. She's our gator. You'll be seeing her later. And we're Brent and Timmy. We're part of the bunch. Here to take the crown, and it ain't no hunch. Now get ready to hear our cheer, because we're the best team you'll see this year. Huh. Hey, I think I did that pretty well, honestly.
I think that is the best way that we could have ended this episode, and I hope that this is the reason that
I'm very proud that I think I did the cadence. I think I did the correct cadence as well.
You did the correct cadence. You even said putting instead of putting, like putting. Yeah, like I mean,
listen, I was a cheerleader. I know how to do this.
You nailed it. Leif would be proud.
Oh God, please no.
All right, guys. Well, that was it tonight. So, everybody.
So we hate Leif Garrett.
We hate Leif Garrett, but we love Emily's rendition of his song, and hope you all stay gagged.
Gag me with a pom-pom. Gag me with a knife. Stay tuned for more soon. This is Alex and Emily signing off. Thanks for listening.
BYE.
Allison, she's so fine, but look at her long or you'll go blind. Next is Pam, she comes out with a bam, and will tell you this, she ain't no sham. Next is Bonnie, she acts kinda funny, steal your heart but not your money. Can't forget Teresa, she's got what it takes, putting her on this team was no mistake. Last is Corey, this is her story. She's our gator, you'll be seeing her later. And we're Brent and Timmy, we're part of the bunch. Gonna take the crown, and that ain't no hunch. Now get ready to hear our cheer, 'cause we're the best